Miles, thanks so much, sir, for coming on the program. It's great talking to you.
It's always good to talk to you. I'm glad things are doing well for you back east there now. I sure do miss you here in Oklahoma, though.
I know. I'll be getting back one of these days, and I miss Oklahoma every day. And it sounds like you guys have just been having a rip-roaring time. I mean, all around the country, we know that gun sales were up this holiday season. How were things for you at H&H?
Oh, just been phenomenal. We're up 23% as of the close of business yesterday. So, yeah, you can't complain about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you attribute the rise in sales? You know, obviously a lot of the anti-gun groups are saying, well, there aren't any new gun owners out there. It's just a smaller pool of people who already own guns who are buying more.
Yeah, no, not even close. Not even close. This awakening that actually started in the Heartland area in Texas, Oklahoma, and the mid states started actually in early 2008. Is when we all, and I say we, a group of us performance-oriented dealers anyway, who tend to pay attention to such things, began to notice all of the new blood that was suddenly showing up to buy guns. Now, certainly there were what I would term some of the older gunners who were coming in and picking up stuff, but it was really new blood, and a lot of it, that was coming into the shooting sports, which has been very exciting to see. What we're on right now, though, Cam, is wave 3 of this same thing. In other words, friends of the first two waves, if you will, that happened, because, of course, it hit with a vengeance in November of 2008, right around election time. That was sort of the call to action, if you will, for a lot of folks. But keep in mind, they were already coming in before that. I mean, our record numbers and the stores that are similar to us around the country were all showing significant increases as early as February of that year. And I'm not talking 5% or 10% increases. I'm talking 20, 30, up to 120% increases in sales leading up to that November deal that happened in 08. And, of course, 09 was just a phenomenon in and of itself.
Yeah.
Now, what transpired is that the second wave began to come in 2010. It's what we noticed anyway. And what we're seeing now in 2011 is wave 3. These are friends of the first two waves. The Black Friday deal has a lot to do with, here again, with these dealers who are advertising and marketing to this very broad and emerging market, because it's actually kind of gone to the both coast, east and west coast now, have picked up on what kind of started at least here in the Central Plains areas, at least from our perspective, Cam. I'm no expert on this, but certainly the dealers that I've talked to all were sort of amazed at what was happening to the rest of us, and then now they're beginning to see it all the way through. Here in the store, the last month has just been, in fact, from November forward, we noticed lots and lots of brand new people. In fact, today, I out on the floor today, I helped a wonderful couple, never owned a gun before, coming in to get their very first gun, and their interest was spawned by the fact that they saw this on TV, and their friends are talking about it, and they were friends with people who had gotten their first gun in the last 2 years. So it's a wonderful group of folks that are coming through. It's not any retreads or any of that nonsense. They got to find an excuse, I guess, to say what they are, but it's not even close.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We were talking about this on Cam and Company last night. We took calls from folks. I wanted to hear from people who were either new gun owners in the past 12 months or they knew somebody who was a new gun owner. And, you know, Miles, I was really struck by the stories that we heard. People who had grown up around firearms, people who had never touched a gun in their life, people who had bought their first gun for self-defense or had bought their first gun for competitive shooting or just to go out to the range. I mean, we heard all kinds of reasons why people were becoming gun owners. I would say self-defense and fear of new gun control laws were probably more prevalent. But, you know, now, as you say, if we're on the third wave, you've got friends of friends who probably do have a lot of disparate reasons for wanting to become gun owners. But I'll tell you one thing, it means that whether we're talking about in Oklahoma or out on the coasts, this cultural stigma that may have existed where you don't you don't talk about being a gun owner, it is falling apart.
Yeah, it's falling apart, yeah. You know, Cam, one of the things that the industry has got to work on is they got to understand who today's buyers are, because I'm not sure that the marketing aspects that could be really put in focus are being put on focus yet, because I don't think they realize who these new buyers are. You know, this group has to be marketed to in a different way to secure their loyalty. They've kind of come about it because they're friends of friends, like we said, but they don't watch the Outdoor Channel yet. They do watch ABC, CBS, NBC, and their affiliates, in their local market. They don't read the normal gun magazines yet, but they do read the newspaper. They do not go into these firearm forums that are out there yet, but they use social media heavy. And that's really where we've noticed the biggest amount of talk and chatter has been coming off of the social media sites, just the people asking and talking. And I'll give you an example. Our website, we are at 1.5 million hits on our website here in Oklahoma City for the last 30 days. And that is just nothing short of, oh, my gosh, what in the world's going on kind of attitude,
Right.
So it's a very diverse group, too, Cam, by the way.
Yeah.
Ethnically, they're diverse. They're almost an even split between men and women. We kind of had sensed that here, but our Facebook page, and we've got almost 7,000 likes on our Facebook page, and you get a lot of demographical information, and it's 53-47, 53% male, 47% female.
Wow.
Which sort of reaffirmed what we had been seeing, as we've been going on. It also they have to be reminded just how great the shooting sports is, because they've not totally bit into this yet. They're getting there because they're finding their social circle is acceptant of it, which is what we all wanted, It's kind of the thing. They all want to know that, hey, I'm doing this, and my friends won't think I'm weird for doing it.
Absolutely right. Now, looking forward into 2012, Miles, obviously it's going to be an election year. I think that the concern over new gun control laws in a second term for Obama is going to be there. Do you anticipate this third wave or even do you anticipate it continuing, or maybe even a fourth wave coming along as well?
We are anticipating a fourth wave. There's so much iffiness with regards to just the political process. There's a lot of dissatisfaction with the political people anyway. There's what we're hearing from so many people is they want people to stand up, but they really just want things to work. And because it's in the news every day, there's an anxiety that's going on about that. The good news for all of us in the shooting sports is we now have this huge, and I'm talking in the many hundreds of thousands of new people getting into gun ownership, that's going to carry us as an industry for the next half century if we can cater to them and make sure we keep it relevant for them. Not preaching, the ads have to be relative to them, but not demeaning to them. They have to be educational, but not preachy. Fun and entertaining is really the two key words I hear the most out of these people when they come in. Is they came in with their friends and shot, and oh my gosh, this is awesome! I want to do this, and like today, you got people who are coming around and we call it kicking tires, but they come by and they'll want to hand on as many as 10, 15 different styles of guns so they can feel what they like and what they don't like, because they want to enjoy their shooting experience,
Right.
What's coming, it's got me kind of tickled, and of course we're all sort of trying to prepare, is when they finally figure out they can go hunting. Because right now they're in this honeymoon stage with their handguns, a little bit into some of the semi-automatic rifles, the 22s, the 223s, that kind of thing, which are fun to shoot, and so forth. But from a hunting aspect, the 30-06 and the 308s and that kind of hunting rifle, the bolt actions, if you will.
Yeah.
When they finally figure out that they can go hunt and catch on to all the things that all of us who hunt have figured out, there's going to be an explosion in this industry that's going to be nothing short of a phenomenon. We're in it now. The question is are we going to be able to, as dealers and as manufacturers and as an industry, are we going to be able to cater to these people in a way that they understand and get it?
Miles, it is always fantastic talking to you, sir. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there in Las Vegas at the SHOT Show. I'd love to have you back on, talk more about the state of the industry.
You bet. We'd be happy to do that, Cam.
All right. You have a happy new year. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you. You take care, okay?
All right. Miles Hall from H&H Gun Range in Oklahoma City joining us here on NRA News.